Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're going to look at this DHT11 temp and humidity sensor, the little blue guy. And we're also going to talk about the Pico W, or Raspberry Pi Pico W, that is going to collect the sensor data from that blue sensor. And then it's going to connect to Wi-Fi. It's going to send the data to this Google spreadsheet via Wi-Fi with no interaction required by a computer. It's actually pretty cool. We're actually going to graph all of our data right here automatically. And yeah, let me show you what the end result's going to be. And then I'm going to show y'all exactly how to do it. So we just plug this guy into power. It's making a Wi-Fi connection right now. And here in a moment, it's going to start reading that sensor, and then it's going to start publishing the results of that sensor to this Google sheet. There it goes. And then that's going to cause the graph to start being made. And you'll notice I have it updating every 10 seconds. That's just for demo purposes and for troubleshooting, so I don't have to wait too long for the data set to come in. And you'll notice the x-axis is dynamic. As we get more data in our spreadsheet, the range of the graphed data dynamically changes, which is really super easy to do. We do have all of the code and complete, very detailed instructions for how to build this project linked down below on the NeverCode blog. And I'm also going to go through step by step with you guys right now on how you can do this too. Before we do look at the code, I want to talk about the connections to the Pico. There are 3 connections that we have to hook up on the back of that sensor. One of them is not hooked up. But looking at the sensor from left to right, first pin is going to go to 3.3 volts. The second pin, where that orange jumper is, we have that going to, I believe that's GP15, general purpose IO 15, on physical pin 20 of the Raspberry Pi Pico. It's that pin right there in the corner. And then you skip the next pin, and then the last pin just goes to ground. So that's all we're using here. I do have instructions if you want to use an LCD so you can get a local readout of the data. I do have the instructions call for that, and the code does incorporate that. You can choose to use an LCD display or not. The code allows for either way. Okay, here we are on the blog post for this project, and this is a really good resource, I think, that we put together. So it tells you exactly everything you need. It has, like, if you decide that you do want to use an LCD screen, it has all your connections right here. It has the DHT11 sensor right here, and yes, that is GP15 on physical pin 20. And then it goes right into Google Sheets. But first, I want to talk about the files that you definitely have to have. So we're in Thani here with the Pico connected, and you need to have all 5 of these in your main directory on the Pico. We have main, which is the main code, and you need to save it as main.py if you want it to run automatically whenever you apply power to the Pico. We also have this secrets file. I'm going to go ahead and open that up now. And this is what it looks like whenever you first upload it. We're going to have to populate this like if your Wi-Fi was called home Wi-Fi, you just home Wi-Fi, you just type it in there. Make sure you keep the quotes on all 3 of these fields. I'm not going to type my Wi-Fi in right this second, but I am going to leave this open because we are about to use it. Let's take a look at what else we have. We also have these 3 libraries, which if you don't already have them, I do have them in the blog post as well. All files need to be saved with the exact file names that you see here. We have the I2C_LCD .py, we have lcd_api.py. You need both of those, and then we need ntp time.py because that is where we are going to go grab the time whenever the Pico first boots up. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go to our spreadsheet now, and this is what it's going to look like, or something close to that. But we're going to do a brand new one. We're going to go to sheets.google.com. We're going to start a blank spreadsheet, just like you will if you're just starting. And we're going to go ahead and put our labels up here, time/date. What else are we doing? Temp in Fahrenheit, and then we're going to do humidity as a percentage. Okay, I'll make these a little prettier, I guess. Bold, and we'll bump them up a little bit. Okay. So whenever the data starts coming in, it's going to automatically populate it in these cells here, and it's going to just keep going down. Okay, so what we're also going to want to do, and this is important, you do it like this. We're going to select these 3 columns right here, and then we're going to take out, I guess we can leave that in, I believe. We're going to select these 3 columns right here. I'm trying to remember how I did it before. And then we're going to do insert and then chart. If it doesn't work, we'll come back and fix it. I think I'm supposed to include I think it automatically gets the labels out and applies them. Okay, so there. I think we should be pretty much set up here on the spreadsheet. The other thing we need to do is we need to go to share up here. We can call it temp humidity, and I'm gonna date mine so I know when this sheet was from, and then we're gonna save it, and then you get this the permissions. So people with access, that's me, the owner. General access, only to people with the link. I'm going to go ahead and open up anyone with the link. Anyone on the internet with the link can view, and that's fine. And I'll tell y'all what, I'll put this link in the description down below. So if you want to take a look at this spreadsheet, you can. It may or may not be running, depending on when you look at it. I'm not sure. I think I will let it run for a while, though. So spreadsheet is all set up. The other thing we need to do now, and these instructions are in the blog post, we also need to go to extensions, app script. This is the secret sauce here. This is what makes everything go. This makes the connection between the Pico and the spreadsheet. There's going to be some bit of code there. We're going to delete that. We're going to paste the code that is in the blog post. Okay, and then we're going to save. We can also name it. We'll name it Pico Sensor Data 3-2-25. I like to date stuff. Okay, because I've already done this before, and I don't want to open up the wrong one. Okay, so now that is the bit of code that is going to make that connection for us. And now we just go to deploy, and we're going to do new deployment, because that's what this is. And for type, it's going to be a web app. I'm not even going to put a description. We want to execute as me, and then who has access? Anyone. Okay, and then we're going to hit deploy. Okay, and then the first time you deploy it, you are going to have to authorize access. Pay attention to this part. You click authorize access. Okay, and then I have to choose the account that I'm using. That's the one I'm logged into. Google hasn't verified this app. Back to safety, you don't want to click that. You want to go to advanced. Continue only if you understand the risk and trust the developer. That's me. I do trust myself. And then they have this little link down here. You got to click on this link. And then it's going to warn you again. And then we click allow. Updating deployment. New deployment. And we're done. Okay. So that should be all set. What else do we need to do here? I think we just need to see if this is going to work. Let's go back to the Pico and try it out. Okay, I just switched back to this camera, and here is the Pico. It is currently plugged in the computer because we were transferring files. We're going to unplug it from the computer. And remember, we saved the main file as main, so it should execute as soon as we plug this in to power. So we're just going to give it power. It's going to make that Wi-Fi connection on its own. It's probably best if you do use an LCD display because you can get some feedback if something's going wrong. I don't know if it's connecting or anything as of right now until I either do or don't get data. I'm fairly confident this should work. My confidence is waning. Oh, I forgot a step. Okay, so some of y'all may have noticed I did forget a step. That is my fault. So we have to put that bit of code. Let's go back to our extensions here. And we went to manage deployments this time. And see right here where it says web app? That's what we need. We're going to copy that. Okay, and then we can just close this stuff up because we're not going to change anything about it. And the part that I forgot is I'm plugging the Pico back in. We need to go back to Fani. Have it plugged in now. The part that I forgot is that I need to update this code right here. And so I'm just going to delete that, and we're going to paste that little bit of code that I just copied. This is what actually connects the data from the Pico to the spreadsheet. This tells it where the app is, where that little macro or app or whatever you want to call it is. So I'm going to go ahead and put in, I didn't put my Wi-Fi or I didn't put any of this in. That was a fail. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my SSID and my password, and I'll be right back. Okay, I got my secrets file all squared away with my Wi-Fi credentials and that link to the little app. And now we have unplugged the Pico. Let's give this another shot. And this is real. This is the kind of stuff I do all the time. I'm sure a lot of y'all do too. I should have read my own blog post. I'm really hoping we start getting some data here. Where's our data? Where's our data? Ah, there's our data. Oh, it's doing a bar graph. I was expecting a line graph. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Let me see what I can do with that. Okay, here we are. We're back in our spreadsheet. Let's give this another shot. I'm not sure. Look, you know what? I'm just going to delete that. And let me try this. Maybe that's the issue, because I did get this to work before. Then we're going to do an insert. We're going to do a chart. And now we have line graph. Okay, I think that was my issue. If y'all remember, I did kind of stumble whenever I was covering that part. If I do it including, that's the lesson learned. If I do it including the labels. No? Okay. I guess it's because I have the data now. It knows what the data looks like and it chooses a different kind of chart. Okay, well that's fine. We can do it like this then. That still may be helpful to some of you guys. Okay, so we're going to delete this data and let's go give her another run and see what happens. Okay, let's plug our Pico back in. It can start making its Wi-Fi connection, connect to the time server, all that good stuff, and I think we should be done. Come on, data, let's go, baby. Start spitting out some data and drawing a chart. First batch of data just came in. And I do have it set. I'm going to show y'all real quick. I do have it set to update every 10 seconds. Like I said, okay, let me make this a little bigger. You can see that our data is 10 seconds apart right here. One thing you can do, like once you're happy and you tested your code and you know it's working, tell you what, I'll stop it. Plug back in here. Anytime I guess on a USB cable, I'm always wrong, even though it's a 50-50 shot. Okay, Raspberry Pi Pico. We'll look at main real quick. All you have to do to change it is right up top here. If you wanted to do it for every hour instead, you would do 3600 because this number needs to be in seconds. Every hour would probably be a reasonable thing to do if this is something you want to do long term. So that is going to be it for this one. I hope y'all had fun. I hope you have a temperature and humidity sensor that's working with Google Sheets. And I hope that now you know how to do this for your future projects. Thanks for watching. Bye, y'all.